Hey, what's up guys? Good morning. So today I've got a video for you where I was kind of trying to salvage that day that I went to make the Facebook buy about the books. If you haven't checked out that video, check it out. I'll link it down below or put a card in here for it. But anyway, I've already showed you how I came up with the hats, and the hats are going to be a pretty good seller, I think. Some of them may be a little more long tail, but I'm going to do okay for that trip just off of those. But while I was there was a flea mall next door that I don't normally, shop at flea malls. The prices tend to be a little high for reselling, but I decided to go in because the lady that I was meeting for the books and got the hats from, she had a booth in there. She said it was a pretty good place, that the prices were reasonable, and so I decided to give it a shot. I went in there and I was pretty surprised. I mean, I didn't get a bunch of stuff, but I came out with some really good items, and I'll show you in the video coming up. I'll give you some voiceover so it won't be so boring, but anyway, I've got that. And also stick around to the end of the video. I've got some great video of my mom when I picked her up from carrying days the other day. She's having a really good day. She's very clear, able to kind of find her words and talk with me, and sometimes that's hard. Communication is getting tough, but she's having a really good day. So hope you enjoy that. Just want to share a little bit of her. She's precious, and we love her. So hope you enjoy the video, guys. So like I said, this was a place right next door to the building that the lady kept her items she was selling in, and it's called Treasures. It is in Brent, Alabama, and I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but I was pleasantly surprised. I go in here and, like any other place, thrift store or otherwise that you visit, you kind of temper your expectations. But I get in here and I really find some unexpected gems. So you're going to see the first thing that I've already put in my buggy is a Rawlings catcher's mitt for left-handed throw. I think I can get about 45 for it. And then that's an all-clad walk that I think also is going to be somewhere around $40 to $50. All-clad's a really good brand to look out for cookware. So I continued looking around, and you're going to notice the theme here that, among other things, I find a good bit of cookware in this video, both here and at the second location that I visit later in the video, as well as some electronics and some media. I've started getting to where I pay really close attention to media every time that I'm out, because I have found so many really good items in that category. And look, there will be maybe 100 items for every one that is great, but when it's great, guys, it is a great find, and it's usually all priced about a couple of bucks or less, so it's a good thing to take a look at. So I'm not finding a whole lot here. I just thought that was a cool jar. The trend continues though. As I'm checking out these pots and pans, I'm going to find a vintage Salad Master steamer basket. Now these aren't worth a ton like some Salad Master items are, but probably 20 bucks on that. They do sell. They don't sell as fast as, again, the regular cookware does, or like the electric skillets. But I checked out the rest of this stuff. There were some vintage electric skillets. Some of those can be okay, some are not. Of course, if it's Salad Master, you better grab it. But I kept going through these. There was another Salad Master down here, but it was priced up a little more. I think the one I picked up was $3.99. Everything had been reasonable up to this point. The glove was $12, so 12 into 50. That all-clad wok, I think it was only like $6, $5.99. So not dollar prices like a yard sale, but still really good prices for flipping items. So I'm going to add this to the cart, and we will move on. Of course, a lot of the trip here is cut out. I was just kind of scoping this place out. Being the first time in it, you got to kind of learn the lay of the land, so to speak, and booths that, like this one, that have nothing for me. Some booths just aren't for resellers at all. You got to kind of learn which spots to hit and which spots not to hit. Went on into the back, had a lot of furniture back here, but here I find some media. I did take some time to check this out. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, I am Josh. This is Bama J Bird Resell. I would love for you to subscribe, hit that like button, and support the channel. But anyway, I didn't find anything good here. I moved on. I love books. I've got a ton in my own library. But of course, these days, I'm more than anything looking for books to resell. So I did find some silverware, and there were some nice dishes and different things. But again, prices not for me to buy and resell. These did not have a price, and I started to ask about them, but it wasn't a brand that I thought was good for resale. I couldn't really find any information on it, so I moved on from those. And then I find more pots and pans, and this one's going to be a really good one. So as I'm digging here, looking at different things, a lot of this is good quality. It's vintage, but I'm going to find a Cutco, and it's coming up in just a second. It's not this one, but the next one I believe that I pick up. That pan right there actually was a really good pan, but just not high dollar for resale. I think it was the Amway Queen. And then here we have the Cutco pan. Now, don't get me wrong, Amway Queen is a really good brand. It is great vintage cookware, and it does sell. It's just slow movers and not like, finding Salad Master, or in this case, the Cutco. I think it was a 10-inch frying pan. So they had a few vintage toys here. I did find this was a vintage Taz plush. It's one of those from maybe Six Flags, where it's kind of hard, but it's still called a plush. I looked it up. It wasn't a huge, sell through. They wanted like $5 for it, I think. So I passed on that. Same way with this Tweety Bird. It was really cool. It's like an Easter themed one, so it is vintage. Thought about it because of the time of year, but I said nah. And so I moved on, checked out some of these other items. Again, lots and lots of vintage cookware in this place. Again, more cookware. This is, I think, Favorware, some of it. And then I'm not familiar with this one. I thought it was Revere, but it didn't say Revere on the bottom, so I wasn't sure about that one. It was copper clad on bottom, though. So any cookware that is copper or copper clad is generally going to be worth at least looking at. Revereware, people have different opinions on it. I do still like Revere. If I get it cheap enough, I try to put together small sets of it. And of course, as any other really good brand from the past, there's certain items that are more rare and hard to find, and it's worth knowing what they are so you know to grab them when you find them. So the big stock pots by Revereware are still pretty valuable. Watch out for those. All right, so I continued down, and here's where I'm going to find some of my biggest finds. I saw this huge double layer deep stack of media, and I get this set called The Village. It's not worth as much as I initially thought, but I think about 25 to 30 bucks, maybe 40 on the top end if I'm willing to wait anyhow. So I checked out several things here. I looked up a lot of these, some I didn't look up because I'm still familiarizing myself with media, but I'm learning. Of course, complete series always do well, and the more obscure the better. Pay attention to really obscure titles because you'll be shocked sometimes at what some of these can be worth. After I found a couple of hits, I thought it was necessary to look at all of them. So this was my second big hit, and then I wound up, I didn't film everything, but I found a Pink Floyd The Wall DVD, Bob Dylan, a copy of Taylor Swift's Red album, and then the Electric Light Orchestra. These are all music DVDs, as well as Chicago and Barbarella that has already sold. Then I picked up these Nike Vapor Max, about 25, I think it was, into maybe 75. The Sanyo DVD VCR combo that I gave $15 for. All right, about to run in my favorite little thrift store here in Northport and see what we can find. Hopefully we'll find some really good deals today. Headed to the back corner for the 75% off shoes first. Hey, how are you? Oh, good. How are you? Good. So I love that they run their shoes 75% off. Most of the people that donate here, the shoes are super clean. Ordinarily, I find at least 2 or 3 pair that are really good for resale, but today, I struck out. God bless you. I hate when that happens.
You're fired.
Yep, I guess so.
No, they're not gonna fire you.
Don't make her day.
They need you.
She's liable to shout and run out the door. On my way to the electronics section, I decided to check out the home goods, and you wouldn't be surprised, would you, if I told you I found some more cookware. So, I love to cook. I cook all the time. I cook literally almost every single night, every day. This is Chefsware by Towncraft. My mother has a set of this that she's had most of my life. Fantastic cookware. It has a decent sell-through, and there's 3 pieces of it, 2 with lids. So I think I'll pick these up. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like $5 each. So, maybe $15 I have into that. And I think I can probably sell it as a group or a lot for like 60 bucks. So I'm looking forward to that. I may actually end up keeping it. I don't know. I've always wanted some like hers because it does such a good job. Of course, my mom also used a lot of cast iron. I don't know, what do y'all cook with? I use a lot of stainless and a lot of cast iron for my cooking. So anyway, I actually love cast iron. I've got 2 of my mom's old pans that I use for bread. I thought this Cincinnati Reds cup, by the way, is pretty cool. This is from the World Series, I think 1990. If you're a Cincinnati Reds fan and you know for sure and I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. But anyway, I checked out a few other items before I decided that I would just move on. They did have this nice Revere ware stock pot, and I believe I picked it up as well. So Revere ware, again, is a good pickup if it is the right items. Also think these are cool. These are for like Corningware or sometimes Pyrex dishes to set them on the table.
So I found a place to plug this in at 18. I think it's worth it. It's a pretty quick flip.
And everything checked out great on it. I think it's going to be close to $100. And then I found these trolls that I think are from the 50s or 60s. They're actually little hard plastic banks. I wound up only giving $5 a piece for these, but I think I can get about $40 to $50 for the pair maybe once I get them cleaned up. I didn't find these exact two designs, so I'm hoping maybe I have a unique one. So I moved on to the media right quick, and I checked out some of it. I always check this out here because their prices are so reasonable. CDs, DVDs, and books are all 4 for $1. They're $1.25 a piece, and so you can't really beat the prices. Records are a little bit higher at $3 each, but still, I often find really good stuff.
All right, so found some cool stuff. It's a Bose Acoustimass module. It's a Yamaha receiver. Some Panama Jack shorts. Got a basket of 45s that includes the Beatles and some other really cool artists on those. The double cubes, 5, 6, about 7 of those, plus the manuals, plus the remote for the Yamaha that's worth more than the cost. So for all the Bose stuff, it's $60, and just a double set of the little speakers bring about $100. And then I think it was $20 for the Yamaha, but the remote's worth like $40. So yeah, pretty good stuff. So far so good. All right, so sorry I didn't film too much in the store, but wow, that's some pretty good stuff. Got a whole bunch of Bose items, and I got a basket full of 45s that include the Beatles, Marvin Gaye, just a lot of cool artists, really. Sam Cooke. And then also got the Yamaha receiver, and it had the remote, so it's a really nice one. It's super clean. I'm pretty sure all those electronics came from the same house. It was their whole home theater system. I guess they had updated, probably went Bluetooth, but all that stuff still has a really good market. And the controller was with the Yamaha receiver, and the controller itself was worth more than the asking price for the receiver and the remote together. So just the remote is a good pickup. And then see, I got another bag with some Bose cubes, the little double cube speakers in it, and the wall mounts, and those were $15. From what I could tell, a pair of the double cubes, little cubes, they sell for around 40 or 50 bucks. So I think I'm gonna do real well. Got some shorts, got a couple other items, and excited about it, guys. All right, so the next stop is to pick up Mom from Caring Days. It is a really awesome facility here in Tuscaloosa that was set up by Mal Moore. He was a former athletic director at the University of Alabama, and his wife Charlotte, she had dementia, and so as she progressed and advanced, he saw the need for services for those who suffer from dementia in the community, and for respite care for those who take care of loved ones who suffer from dementia. And so it's just a day program. We only go a couple of days a week with Mom, but we'll carry her there, and then they do all kinds of activities. They exercise, they sing, they do art, they do all kinds of stuff, and so she really enjoys it. Sometimes in the morning she acts like she doesn't want to go, or at least she'll say she doesn't, but she always has such a good time, and she loves everyone there. Of course, you know, it's another thing they do. I was going to tell you that they also offer what they call a scholarship, which is actually from their foundation grant money. They will actually cover a large portion of the cost for each of their people that come. And so Mother goes about 2 days a week, and go in 2 to 3 days a week. That covers all but about $100 each month. The scholarship does. So that's pretty awesome too that they do that. It's not very much out of pocket, and with the cost of caregiving and sitters, it can be really expensive on the days when I need to get out and source and do other things that just have to be done. So anyway, just give you a little tidbit there. It's a really cool program, and if you are not aware of things like that in your area, you might want to look into it, because I think a lot of communities have similar programs. And so just check it out, ask questions, and you may be able to find some help for some of your loved ones as well. All right, so here we are. It's a really awesome place. And so Mom comes here like 2 days a week, and we come and do pickup. Have a good day? What'd you do today? You want to talk to the camera? No. You prefer not?
Don't matter to me, honey.
Let me get the door unlocked. I forgot to hit the thing on the key. I'm sorry. There you go. Right there. We're about to go eat. We're gonna meet Casey at the restaurant though. You got it? Do I need to grab you by the booty? Give you a push. You might want to look at that. It's about the tabernacle. And we are off. Gonna go eat. It's kind of an anniversary meal in a way, I guess. You know, the wife and I had our anniversary while we were going to the 127. We may get off by ourselves eventually, but things are just a lot different. We were up there, had a great time. We just spent the anniversary with Caleb and his family over at the Old Pass. Of course, spent the whole week with them, and now Mama's gonna go eat with us today. She said she was hungry. How hungry are you, Mama?
I'm very hungry.
Very hungry. Did they feed you today?
They didn't have much.
Very little, huh?
Yes, very little.
It's always very little.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
She says they starve her to death. But now, you've accused me of that before too, you know. Right? You don't remember? Of not feeding you enough?
Oh,
I said you've accused me of that before too. I think you're the only one that's ever accused me of not feeding them enough. I usually get accused of feeding people too much and eating too much. What you think?
well, I think it's from going to over here, you know.
Oh, okay.
And the food is not, you know, there's very little.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to a place called Southern Ale House, and we're going to have some good food.
Well, good.
Sound good?
I'm
We'll meet
hungry.
Casey there. All right, well, that's about it, guys. That's all I got for you today, and I've got to get back to work. I got to list some stuff on eBay and get some stuff moving, make some sales. So, guys, as always, hope you enjoyed the video. Never forget, I love you, God loves you, and whatever you do, don't you ever, ever give up. Keep working hard, guys, and you will achieve your goals. Take care. See you on the next one.